It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants, and it's all up next.
It can hold over 82,000 fans, and every one of those seats is filled for this one, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jayden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he's just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
They send a man in motion. He'll get this to Samuel. And that will not be enough for a first down. Five men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of third down. From the gun, it's Daniels. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of fourth down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send them off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing them up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
Commanders punting on fourth down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
Finds his man over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down, ball at the 36. Wilson now from the gun. Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here's Tracy once more. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there, so consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
That's caught for the first. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone, instead stopped at the 2. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
And he's stopped cold by that defensive front. Couldn't pick up anything. And now he brings up 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
3rd and goal, Wilson. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will get them on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Gano ready to send this away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Daniels from the pistol. Quick slant to Samuel. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
This is ahead for about 5. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Well, half the hay is in the barn when you get 5 on first down, and now they're in such a good spot where you can attack those other 5 yards in any way you want.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On first down, here's Daniels. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now Daniels off the play action. Hauled in left side. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They gain 14 on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. Touchdown, Washington! It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their 2nd possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They're looking at second and pretty short. Gets this to Johnson. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They're running the option, short side, and he's brought down for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain that time, and now it'll be second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Catch is made in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
So now, here's third and goal. Tracy. And he's in for the touchdown. The Giants take a second quarter lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to fourth and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on third and goal.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants push their lead to 3. Gano ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, first and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's on the move. He's running with it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Daniels. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A toss snap to Robinson. Past midfield at the 45. And he's finally brought down at the 33. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. But come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch, too.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Daniels now. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 24. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel. Complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Again, Daniels to the air. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
This one's caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. He gets him 3, and this brings up 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. It's the Commanders facing 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They've got first down from the 31. Wilson now from the gun. He lobs it up, left sideline, looking for a chunk play. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So it'll be second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Throwing again is Russ. Connects with Johnson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Wilson on third down. He has the burst over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. First down, ball at the 36. Robinson sent in motion left. First down throw from Wilson. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Faking the handoff, now Wilson. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Russ is cooking again. On the move, headed right. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Offense up to the line fast. Has it down close. Touchdown, New York. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants push their lead to 3. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He's back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Here comes the final play of our first half. A final throw before the break. Has a man, it's Ertz. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. That's going to bring us to the end of this first half of football with the Giants holding things down in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants offense with the football. They'll get it first in this second half. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Wilson on the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it again. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That one gains 7. And the Giants will have a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
He finds Slayton. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing the out route complete. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Wilson on 1st and 10. He finds Johnson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he manages to reach the 19 before he's stopped. It's a gain of 3 for him, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They go right back to Tracy. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
3rd and just 2 to go. On play action now, Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Giants grow the lead coming out of halftime. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Gano for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants make it a 10-point ball game. Gano ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's Robinson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And a man is there to knock that away.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's caught in stride by McCaffrey. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Stopped on the play by the rookie from Tennessee.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. That's taken in by Samuel. And they take him down right along the 30. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
From the 21. Finds his target, Robinson. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. And he gets very good yardage there. That's down inside the 10. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. And that's incomplete, but I do see some laundry on the field. Let's see what this flag is all about. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Play fake here. Daniels. And that's a Washington touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Giants and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He's on the move. Now he takes it, and he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
1st down, here's Russ. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's the Giants with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Wilson now from the gun. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Wilson out of the pistol. Connects with Johnson. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Wilson now off the play action. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Got a man. Robinson has it. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. A handoff to Tracy. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It'll be a gain of 5, so now 4th and short. A decision to be made coming up here.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Taking the handoff. Now Wilson. And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Coaches challenged him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell, sell, sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Now Daniels to throw. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Giants ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. It's Tracy on the carry. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 43. He's got Bellinger. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Running this with Tracy. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 50 in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 4. Gets this to Johnson. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 36. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on.
Pressure's there, and the Commanders got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Giants only up by a few. Fourth down, we're going to see an incredible nickname, one of my favorites in the game, the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen, on the punt. And they were giving him no chance to return this one. It soars over the sideline deep in enemy territory. Looks like right around the 8. The Commanders all set to regain possession. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Setting up the running back screen. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. He'll look to throw it. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Trying to force one through there. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? Throwing now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants side of the field. And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming. Now to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, I know some old school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a 1st down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. Know how valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
On 1st down, here's Daniels. That's taken in by Samuel. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. The Giants using their 1st timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. And it's on its way and through! He hit it from deep. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Coming left is Tracy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. In the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Play fake here, Daniels. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
On now comes their punter. And in overtime, this has to be struck well. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be Giants football. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. Their defense got off the field clean, Brock, and now their offense runs on knowing that any points are going to end this game.
Well, you want to look up complimentary football in the football dictionary, this might be the most important time for it. One side of the ball makes a stand, now the other side gets a chance to go win it.
Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Finds his target, Robinson. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
They're trying an option play left side on 1st down. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Wilson, a quick throw, complete. And this one does not go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Catch is made in close. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants go up by 6. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. A second touchdown through the air for Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
One touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations of the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
So the Giants come away with the win. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.